Happy Friday, meteorologist John Birchfield here, checking in on that forecast that does feature an abundance of sunshine. Really starting to see that fall color pop as we are now just 1 to 2 weeks away from the peak of fall foliage. Temperatures once again are on the cooler side at 54. We are going to climb up into the upper 60s briefly, but it will be a crisp feeling evening. That fall color forecast does show partial color across northwest Ohio and southern Michigan. In 1 week, we are going to be near the peak of fall foliage, and in 2 weeks at the peak of those vibrant fall colors. By Halloween and into the start of November, we are going to be past the peak of the fall color. We've been talking about it all week, but that comet Atlas still going to be visible on the western horizon shortly after sunset. It is gradually turning dimmer and higher up in the sky each subsequent night, so not going to be quite as bright as we head towards the latter half of October, but still worth a peek in the night sky. And we'd love to see those viewer photos, getting some great photos coming into the inbox. David captured this one. You can really see the trail on that comet. A gorgeous shot with the starry clear sky, and viewing conditions going to be ideal. You can submit those viewer photos if you click the More button at the bottom of the app, and that's where you can submit any photos that you have of the weather or stargazing as well. Sunny skies are expected to continue. That hourly forecast does bring the temperatures up into the high 60s, but it is going to turn cooler once the sun goes down. High pressure overhead is keeping sunshine around, and you have to go over 1,000 miles to find a single cloud in the sky with high pressure overhead. Looking off towards the east coast, over 700 miles away, the nearest cloud cover, and looking off to the northwest of us, about 800 miles before you're going to find some rain and clouds in the Dakotas. Are looking at the temperatures. We are in the 50s right now, looking off towards the east of Toledo, mid 50s near the lake shore, and 50s in southern Michigan as well. That hour by hour forecast, it is going to be a little bit chilly for those high school football games. After dark, we do dip down to the upper 30s once again. Saturday morning, there will be that classic October chill in the air, and the afternoon, though, does bring a warm up. We've been talking about those 70s returning. It is going to be a milder feel to start the weekend. Brilliant sunshine on tap, turning a little bit milder at 67 for your Friday. Winds are going to be light at 0 to 10 out of the southwest, so not a whole lot of a breeze. You can perhaps shed a layer or two this afternoon. Saturday's forecast going to be up near 70 degrees. Bright sunshine is expected into the tail end of the weekend. We climb up into the mid 70s. That is close to 10 degrees above average for where we normally are this time of year. And the harvest outlook for area farmers continues to provide an abundance of dry weather. More very dry conditions do lie ahead in that forecast. The latest update on the fall harvest does show that over 92% of the corn has reached that mature stage, and that is above average through the middle of the month based on the latest data. In a normal year, we'd be at around 80%. That red line shows you the normal fall harvest, and the yellow line indicates 2024. So ahead of schedule. It's an earlier harvest, but unfortunately not quite as good of a harvest as a result of the severe drought that has impacted the area. I have more information in this week's Climate Friday newsletter. You can subscribe at WTOL.com/email, but a number of the corn crops not quite as good as normal. In fact, 7% labeled as very poor, 12% meeting the classification of poor, and only 37% of this corn crop in Ohio this year is good so far, with 3% at the level measured as excellent. In the temperature department, it is going to be mild for farmers in fall harvest mode, and late October still featuring that warm weather pattern. The hottest conditions are going to be southwest of us in parts of the southern plains, but I do anticipate above average temperatures continuing here at home. Looking towards that weekend forecast, temperatures are going to be around 70 degrees for your Saturday. Sunday climbing up into the mid 70s. We do continue in the mid 70s early on next week. Midweek, there is going to be a slight increase in cloud cover, and that is expected along with a cold front that'll send us back to 60 degrees by Thursday. We do stay in the 60s Friday. By the tail end of the forecast, we are looking forward to temperatures that'll be in the mid 70s with an overall warming trend heading towards the latter half of October.